I tried to buy peace and I lost. I was bankrupt. I had no peace. Instead, I had to rebuild it and I had to become peace. I had to set clear vision for the relationship. I had to say, here are my values, here's my lifestyle, here's the relationship I want to build together with you. Are you in alignment? And if they weren't in alignment, then I need to say, well, it's unfortunate because love is not enough.
Today, we sit down with a relationship expert, host of the School of Greatness podcast, HOWES, and we talk about what it takes to have a great relationship. What are the ingredients for a great relationship? Today's video was made possible at Mulliganbrothers.com, where you can get the Memento Mori posters, a poster that reminds you you're gonna die, and also the Not a Journal Success Journal, the success journal that actually works, linked down below. Use code BLACK for buy one, get one free across the whole of Mulliganbrothers.com that helps support these projects. But before that, what are the key ingredients to a successful relationship? Well, here is HOWES. In terms of the healthiness of your relationship, you've spoken about how it is different. What are the key differences with your relationship currently?
Two of us being on a healing journey, individually and separate from each other before we met. I was really wanting to heal whatever traumas I kept recreating in past relationships before entering a new relationship. And my vision was to meet someone who was also in a healing journey and taking full responsibility for their life, their actions, and their emotions. Because for whatever reason, I'd chosen certain people in the past who weren't willing to do all that work. And it doesn't make them wrong or bad, it's just I chose based out of a wound, not based out of a vision. And so when you choose based out of a wound, or you choose for that's not based out of a vision, it doesn't always work the way you want. And so this was about creating an intentional vision of a relationship that I wanted to create. And I knew I wanted the relationship to have three key things where we shared values, shared vision, and shared a lifestyle that was in alignment for both of us. Because I think if those three things are off, it's just gonna make it more challenging. It doesn't mean it can't work. I'm just trying to eliminate as much friction in my life and have more peace and harmony. So I knew that those three things needed to be key: aligned values, aligned vision, and aligned lifestyle. With that, when I entered the relationship with Martha, I made a request. I said, listen, I've always wanted to enter a relationship in therapy together when everything's great, but no one's been willing to do that. Are you willing to do that? And she was like, 100%, let's do it. She'd never done that either. So after the dating process of many months and we got it committed, we started therapy. And it has been the best thing that I've ever done for my life, because there probably wouldn't have been too many challenges in the honeymoon phase of any relationship. Everything is perfect, usually, right? In the first 6 months, you're just having fun. There's chemicals, there's chemistry, all this stuff feels good. But for whatever reason in my past, things always got worse around a year, 2 years, right? And because we never really addressed the things that we needed to address. And so we got into it early, and it allowed us both to create agreements, to learn each other's communication style, and to diffuse anything that could have been bigger, pretty quickly. Any little frustrations, we were able to communicate about it, create agreements and alignment around it, and have harmony. So it's been this beautiful, peaceful experience. And again, no relationship is perfect or whatever, but I've never had this much peace in a relationship. And so going into it with a vision of what I want my relationship to look like, creating, finding a partner who has those three things in alignment: values, vision, and lifestyle, and then agreeing to start in therapy. It may seem like a lot for people to be like, man, that's a lot of work, or starting in therapy, why would you do that if something's not wrong? Again, I'm doing it because I don't want things to get wrong. I'm doing it to make sure, are we in the right place? Should we continue, or should we exit early in this relationship before going 2 to 3 years? Maybe we're not in alignment, so let's figure it out sooner than later and either move forward or move on. And so that has created a great harmony in the relationship. And I want to keep doing therapy because it continues to work. So I don't want to stop. I don't want to wait till something gets bad. It's like, why play a sport and not have a coach? Why get into a relationship and think you can win on your own. I don't know.
No, I love it. I love it. I think the practicality of that would scare people. Like it would scare people. I think
I never would have thought about doing that in my 20s or early
Yeah.
30s. I'd be like, no, I don't need that. What's wrong with you?
it's funny. My girlfriend said to me at the start of our relationship, she said, "Love is not enough."
It isn't.
And I remember it hurt me. I was like, of course love is enough. Like of course love fixes everything, it'd be fine. But then we started to talk more about the practicalities of it. And I think people do forget about the practicalities of it. They forget where people align. And you can have, like you say, those 6 months to a year, like you've got those feelings of love, they come up, of course you're gonna love each other and you do anything for each other. But when it doesn't align and it, 2 or 3 years down the line, could be huge issues.
Yeah, and if you have different values, and I was talking to someone recently who's in a relationship with someone for 2 years, and I go, you think you get married in the future? And she was like, well, he needs to convert religions because I'm not gonna marry him unless he changes religion. Well, I go, well, then your values are off. And so you're with someone wanting their values to change, they're not changing, so why are you together? Either you got to accept the values that this person has and be okay with it, or move on. You've got to or stress and struggle. That's fine if that's what you want, but it's not creating harmony and peace. You're creating disconnection, dis-ease rather than ease. And I'm not trying to struggle in my relationship. We have big missions in the world. There's already going to be challenges in the world to face. I don't want to come home and stress and struggle as well. So I'm just trying to create as much harmony as possible. I know there's going to be challenges that we're going to need to face in a relationship, but I don't want it to be more challenges than necessary by having out of alignment of values, vision, and lifestyle.
I think there was this quote that I wrote down that you'd said. I think it was in the Jay Shetty podcast. It was, you can't buy peace, you must be peace. I'd love to finish on that note because it really resonated with me at the time.
I think I learned this in the last 3 years when I was doing healing from a previous relationship. Because I said the first day I met with the therapist, she was like, what do you want? And I said, I want peace, clarity, and freedom. And everything that I was doing in that previous relationship, and really my entire history of relationships, I would do things to buy peace. I would give up who I was to make someone else happy. I would not create a boundary in order for someone to feel better. I would people please. I would do things to buy peace for a short period of time. And my therapist was like, you can't buy peace. Like, it's momentarily, but you're going to resent yourself, you're going to resent the relationship. You have to be peace. You have to be harmony and peace within you when there's chaos around you. And you got to be willing to create boundaries, and not your relationship or other people in life aren't always going to like the boundaries you create. I had partners that would kind of kick and scream and yell and give the silent treatment if I didn't do what they wanted me to do. And so I would change who I was over and over again to make them happy. I would try to buy peace. And it never worked because they were never happy. So I'd keep changing more and more of my personality, more and more of my things in life to make them feel better and better. But they were never better. And then I felt drained and exhausted. So I tried to buy peace and I lost. And I was bankrupt. I had no peace. So instead I had to rebuild it and I had to become peace. I had to set clear vision for the relationship. I had to say, here are my values, here's my lifestyle, here's the relationship I want to build together with you. Are you in alignment? And if they weren't in alignment, then I need to say, well, it's unfortunate because love is not enough. And it's not gonna work out for us. You're gonna be unhappy and I'm gonna be happy. Love is not enough. We need to have these other things. I want you to love the relationship. That means you've got to accept me and I've got to accept you. But if you can't accept me constantly for the things that I do or the things that I am, and I need to change to make you happy, that's not love. That's not peaceful. That's me needing to please you all the time. And it doesn't work for me and it doesn't work for you. So when I learned that and I created harmony within me, and you really learn being peace through healing. Because as a recovering people pleaser, I would do it out of a wound. I would try to please everyone out of a wound to be liked, because I never felt like anyone liked me. So I had to learn how to like the child within me, the 5, 8, 12-year-old within me who didn't have friends. I had to recreate a relationship with the inner younger me, which sounds weird. But just like you said, you've got to connect the dots to the past and create harmony from the past. And if we can go into the future and create harmony from the future to the now, we can create an incredible life. But we cannot buy peace, we must be peace.
Thank you to Lewis for doing this. If you haven't checked out the School of Greatness podcast, it is linked down below, where Lewis goes through relationship advice and so much more as well. But the relationship advice is so interesting from Lewis because he brings his partner onto the channel and they both have discussions on the actual channel and on the podcast. So it's really good dynamic to see. And I take a lot of Lewis's advice into account when I'm thinking about my relationship. He's had experience through, and some people go, well, he's had bad relationships as well. Who's he to tell me? That's the whole point. He's learned from his mistakes. He's learned from past relationships that didn't serve him, and he's found relationships that do serve him. And he's taken all those things and he's formulated these lessons, these teachings, his beliefs, his philosophies. So if you want to check that out, go to the link in the description. For me, I love his Instagram as well. He has a ton of stuff on there as well, so that will be linked down below. Thank you for everybody who's watching. Only 10% of you are subscribed. Only 10% of you subscribed and hit the notification bell. We want to get that to 15% before the end of 2024. So please go hit the notification bell, hit the subscription button. We have a ton of videos coming up. It is much appreciated. And also, if you want to get a deal on right now, use code BLACK at mulliganbrothers.com at checkout. The Not a Journal, Success Journal that actually gets stuff done is linked down there. Buy one, get one free using code BLACK. And the Momentum Mori posters that remind you you're going to die, are also on there. So get ready for 2024 with buy one, get one free deals across both of these. Get your cheapest item free, mixed and matched on the t-shirts, hoodies, and everything. So all linked down below. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. We have got an incredible 2024 lined up, and I'm so excited for you to see it. Yes, we have all your favorite guests returning for quite a few episodes. So keep subscribed, notified, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.